Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy
Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday. It is great to be here with you all today. Great to join in with you on both YouTube and on Facebook
Facebook.
Live.
Yay.
Super excited for that opportunity and more platforms to come. Um, Wendy, what we woke up to was nothing short
Amazing.
of amazing, but I have one thing to say, and that is that I have compassion for the fact that there's so much division. I
Yeah.
really do. We have work to do. It's
Yep.
really sad that there's so much division, and we have work to do. Instead of, jumping up and down and celebrating, not that it's not, celebratory
It's
worthy.
right. It's a victory, but it's not one that needs to be rubbed in
No,
and in your face kind of thing.
no, not at all.
Um,
It's still too close, too narrow of a
yes.
margin
Yes.
to be anything that we should be,
It should be a wake up call for the entire Americans, everyone, for
on both sides.
unity. For
Yeah,
unity, it is time to come together.
yeah,
We've
yeah,
been trying to do this for the last 12 years now, and it just seems to get further and further apart. And it's like, you know what? Both sides are more alike than not.
100%.
And there's no reason for the division. There's no reason for the fighting because there's a lot of things that we can come to compromise
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. We
Um,
we need to
One
have
thing that we're not going to compromise on though is God and Jesus.
no, no, I never will. I
Yeah,
never will. None of us should who are believers.
no,
If you voted the Bible, you should stand strong in your convictions, and
absolutely.
that's absolutely
But
how
that
it.
doesn't mean that we hate the other side.
Oh,
We don't, and I'm with you.
opposite.
Compassion is the biggest thing, but now it's unity and love because
Yeah,
I mean that's what God and Jesus are about.
yeah.
Is together and love.
Yeah, when I see so much hatred and anger and throwing stones and all of the hateful stuff being said um, by Christians,
Yes.
it breaks my heart in pieces.
And so much judgment
Yeah,
on both sides. And I'm like, that's not our job.
no,
That's not our job at all,
no,
especially as Christians.
yeah. So we didn't even jump in and tell people who we are. We just jumped in with today. So let me just tell you all, I am so sorry. Obviously, the entire world, not just our country, is waking up and responding to the election results from last night. So of course that's where we went. But the reality is, that we all just have to come together. So let's start off with sharing. I am Dr. Wendy Sue Massey. I am here to, as just somebody who is such an advocate for natural health. I am an alternative medical practitioner. I am a lover of Jesus. I am a mom, a wife, a Gigi. I am a holistic nutrition specialist, gardener, cook, all the things. Absolutely love my life. And this is my dear, sweet friend, Wendy.
I'm Wendy Flournoy, certified hypnotherapist, herbal enthusiast. I can't talk today. Wife, mom, Gigi, lover of all things natural and non-toxic, gardener, and I'm excited to see you face to face in less than 2 days.
I'm so excited. We're going to have to do some kind of a promo video or something of us actually together
Yeah,
instead of
that's right.
location.
Y'all, we have a weekend of Christian worshiping going on.
It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be 15 of us together seeing Mercy Me, Toby Mac, and Zach Williams on Friday night at the Baltimore Arena. And then Wendy and Rick and Bill and I are going down to Arlington.
Arlington.
Okay,
I
is
think
it
you told me
Alexander or
Arlington.
Arlington? I keep getting them mixed up. Arlington, down into Northern Virginia to see mine and Bill's favorite band, Disciple.
And I've never seen them, so I'm so excited.
Oh, so excited. And so yeah, that is going to be our weekend. And of course, just having togetherness and just,
Yes.
oh, cannot wait.
Me too.
Your
Same.
presence is going to be so wonderful. So we have a lot. I just want to make sure Simplify Clean Eating is getting our live broadcast. So let me get that in there. And I am going to make sure. Are you getting it on your wall, my lovey?
I am. I'm getting it just fine.
I guess I can't multitask. I thought I was going to do it while I was talking, and it just did not happen. So here we go.
I'll say I haven't seen the Simplify Clean Eating one, but I've got you on your personal page.
Yeah. I just now got it in there. So okay.
Right.
Now, I'm not paying attention to
We
Facebook.
should be very good.
We have so much to cover today, as always. I mean, that's just, I might as well just write that into the script every week, right? We always have a lot to cover, and we're never going to get to it all. So we're just keep carrying stuff over to the next week.
That's okay.
We're going to talk about oil pulling. I get so many questions about this. And we're also going to talk about sleep. And the importance of it and how you improve it and the restorative needs for
why it's important.
Oh my goodness. So much to talk about with that. I will share from last week, one thing we talked about with the lab work. I've had a ton of people reach out to me about the Function Health lab work. If you missed what we talked about last week, I can't repeat it all. It was 30 minutes of my heart pouring out on why this is such a big deal to
y'all go check it out.
Yeah, Functional Medicine Lab. So make sure you listen to last week's podcast. But I will share that I've had a bunch of people that have reached out to me that have signed up for Function Health. And again, it's www.functionhealth.com. If you need a code to get off of the wait list, if there is a wait list right now, let me know, because I think Bill and I still have like 7 codes available to get you off the wait list. Some of my, not all my blood work has come back yet, but I was very excited because I paid extra to get the genetic testing for Alzheimer's because of my family history. And it looks like I got blessed with the good genes, and my genetic test showed that I am in good shape as far as that goes. Praise God. And also my cortisol level. Girl, I was ready to see my cortisol level through the roof. And it's beautiful. I actually thought about it after I got my blood drawn on 2 mornings. I did it back-to-back days when I'm rushing to get ready. I'm catering. I'm doing all the things to get ready for a live 10-hour lecture. And meanwhile, I think it's a good idea to get my cortisol level drawn. What? Yeah, let me check my stress hormone. Well, it was great. So if it was great on that day, I feel really good.
Then it was really, really good.
Because I just knew that was going to be off. So anyway, everything I've got coming back is very encouraging, and I'm just so grateful. Some things I have room for improvement, but nothing that's bad. So I'm super stoked about that. I can't tell y'all how much that is such a great addition to your preventative health. So something else for preventative health, we're going to talk about oil pulling. So I get so many questions about this. And before I share with you and Wendy shares with you products that we use that we love, I just kind of want to tell you some of the benefits. First of all, what is oil pulling? It's where you put the best option is coconut oil. Some people use organic sesame oil. But to swish it in your mouth for 5 to 10 minutes a day before you brush your teeth. You certainly don't want to spit it down the sink. You want to spit it in the trash can because it'll gum up your any oil will gum up your pipes. But the benefits are tremendous. It reduces plaque and bacteria. It prevents bad breath. It whitens teeth. It supports the body's natural detoxification processes, improves overall health, stimulates your mouth. That's saliva in your mouth.
Yeah, so much stuff goes on in the mouth,
So important. It improves digestion. There's studies that show that it controls metabolic disease. strengthens gum health and diminishes gum inflammation. That was a big thing for me. Cavity prevention, and even some studies that show that it helps with sinusitis.
Yep.
So, I mean, just really incredible
It's
benefits
amazing.
from doing it.
Amazing benefits. And I have a testimony about it because 4 years ago, the dentist started from my car accident in my 20s. I broke everything up here and all the teeth had to be wired back in, right? So they didn't think I would keep the teeth, but like 4 years ago, it seemed like they had started to shift, which was going to lead to me losing all of those teeth. Oh, that's horrible. Nobody wants to lose all your front teeth.
Yeah.
So that's when I first started the oil pulling with just plain coconut oil, you know, and it took some time to build up to that 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, the texture of it in my mouth was horrible.
I had the same problem.
So, but then I found this new product, and I'm telling you what, my dentist was absolutely amazed with the difference in my mouth.
Isn't that something?
That he's no longer worried about my teeth shifting anymore or the damage, the old damage. Everything looks great. Let's just keep it right there.
Yeah. And I'm sure we're talking about the same product. I was going to say that I could not oil pull because of just putting coconut oil in my mouth gagged me. I tried.
It was horrible.
I couldn't do it. And I love coconut oil.
Me too.
I love cooking with it. I love coconut and everything.
I even love rubbing it on my skin, but something about swishing it around my mouth just made me want to vomit.
Yeah, I had such a hard time. Now, I had an easier time when I shifted over to sesame oil. I was able to do that. I didn't have a problem. And I think, again, it was consistency because it's a different consistency than coconut oil. And so I would do it in the shower. I found that that's the best time for me to do it because I'm going to be in the shower 5 to 10 minutes. I just swish it around in my mouth while I'm in the shower doing my thing. And then when I get out, I spit it out in the trash can. But so I did fine with that. But I know, I mean, the lauric acid in coconut oil is so much better as an antimicrobial than sesame oil is. So I really wanted to do the coconut oil. So then found this product, and I'm sure
Let's share.
Yes. I'm telling you, this Guru Nanda,
an amazing, amazing company because they are making so many things clean yet affordable.
Yes. And the thing is that mint, the mint also helps to stimulate the saliva. And so they add some wonderful essential oils to this. I mean, and I'll just read the ingredients because, you know, I love, that's the first thing I do is go to ingredients.
That's right.
It's got the fractionated coconut oil, peppermint oil, spearmint oil, clove oil, tea tree oil, cardamom oil, oregano oil, fennel oil, vitamins E, D, vitamin K2, and stevia, which, you know, I am okay with as long as it's not a blended stevia and you're not following this.
On the bottle, it says no synthetics.
Exactly.
So that tells me it's a natural stevia.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you what, some of their products, they made an affordable line for the Dollar Tree.
That's amazing.
So you can find this at the Dollar Tree, and it's called, their affordable brand is Guru. So they just dropped the Nanda, but it's the same company, the same clean products, and they are selling all kinds of stuff that's affordable.
That's great. That's great.
This kit right now, the oil pulling, they have a whole kit on TikTok shop right now for $20.
Wow.
That's affordable to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I just got a 2-pack of this because this is almost empty. So I just ordered a 2-pack of this off of Amazon for somewhere around 23 maybe, I think.
Yeah, see? 23. Very affordable.
So yeah, and it lasts
makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't tell you enough. I get comments all the time from my doctor, from my dentist, that he's shocked when he asks me what I brush my teeth with and that it's all natural because he wants to hand me the Crest or the Colgate or whatever the American Dental Association is pushing that at the time. Yeah. And he's, you know, he's always shocked to see that I have done nothing but brush with natural substances. Now, I will tell you, I've told people for years that I've just brushed with baking soda, and I have for a long time. And he has actually told me that he's blown away that I haven't ruined the enamel in my mouth because of it being so abrasive. I'm starting to have some discoloration, or I started about a year ago having some discoloration. So I do not do that anymore. So anybody that's followed me for any amount of time, I don't have a problem with it, maybe, periodically, but I do not do that anymore because
on a daily.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
It is. It is. So I might do it once a week, and it whitens me up. I mean, it's wonderful, but I really do think, I can't prove it, but I do think that is probably what, I mean, and I'm a coffee drinker. So I think that that's what's leading to the discoloration that started about a year ago. But this is really helping. And this will help promote whitening. So I'm very, and it's
I make my own toothpaste powder. It has some baking soda in it, but it also has bentonite clay in it too, so it pulls impurities. But you don't need a whole lot, and it is gritty, so it's not for everybody.
Right.
You can add coconut oil to it to make it a little better, a little clove oil. There's so many things that you can do to make natural, and it can be simplistic.
And there are products out there too. I just recently discovered at the natural market, they probably have it at Sprouts too, but at Sonowald's, anybody who's near me and goes to Sonowald's up in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, they have this stuff called earth paste. And I'm sure you can probably buy it online. I love that stuff. I mean, it's $7 for a tube, but I'm not using tons of it. And I had my granddaughter brush her teeth with it. My 2-year-old granddaughter brushed her teeth with it when I was in Tennessee, and she loved it. So, and I felt good about it because the garbage that's in the, all the normal
all the chemicals in the regular toothpaste, plus the added fluoride, and
it's terrible.
Some of the clean toothpaste can be rather expensive, and it's really not hard to make something simple at home that is good for toddlers, good for you, and tastes good. And then you add this on top of it.
Oh yeah. Now, good luck getting your toddler to swish that around for 5 to 10 minutes. No. That ain't happening.
You don't want to let them near it.
No, definitely not. But not that it would be anything wrong with their health, but they're just going to chuck it right down, and we don't.
They're going to swallow it all.
Yeah, we don't want that. So when they get old enough to hold it in their mouth and swish, then it's a great thing to encourage. But until then, just stick with the brushing.
That's right. It's good enough just to get them to brush and let you floss a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. Well, yes. So I just thought that was a great topic for us to bring up today, because so many people ask me about oil pulling because it's out there. I mean, it's an old Ayurvedic, an old Indian treatment for health, not just for oral health, but for general health. And it's a proven good holistic healing method. And so, just something to add to what you're already doing that's very easy to do. Like I said, do it while you're in the shower. It doesn't have to be
That's how I do it too, Wendy. Then, because it is the easiest. You just swish the whole time you're in the shower, and then you get out and put it in the trash. Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, we're all busy, you're rushing to brush your teeth on your way out the door. Well, you don't have to worry about it then, just do it when you're in the shower and don't worry about it. I do it sometimes if I, didn't do it during the shower during the day. I might do it at night when I'm doing my night routine, with washing my face and all, because that takes a good 5 minutes. So I might swish during that time, but it's so easy to do. And you can do it a couple times a day. You don't have to. Doing it once a day is fine.
I found that building routines is best.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead us right into what we're going to talk about next.
Because
if you build that morning routine and that's when you swish, or you build that evening routine and that's when you swish. Building your routines is foundation to everything. Absolutely. And that routine building really helped me through my child rearing years because of all the things you had to have ready, their lunch and their backpack and their homework and their clothes, and they got to be clean. They got to live. You got to keep them alive. alive.
Yeah, keep them alive. Definitely.
Now, routines establish those foundational things of actually getting things done instead of being overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. Oh my gosh, I need to do this. I really want to do this, and I really want to do this, knowing that you'll benefit, your health will benefit, but how do you work it in?
Yeah.
All the things, because we talk about a lot of stuff, and it's like there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and leading into all that with sleep, one of the things that busy people, I've been one of them for, the last, I don't know, 3-4 decades of my life. Well, really probably my entire adult life. Yeah. Is that so many people see sleep as just an aggravation and interruption in your life of something you have to do in the midst of all the busy, right? It's like, oh, well, let me stop.
For many years, my mantra was, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yes, I said it too. Said it so long. And the problem with that is that there's many problems with that. But the thing is that we have got to get into a habit of looking at sleep as important as we do the diet, what we're putting in our body, as we do our exercise. Sleep is another important factor. And I've got so much to share with you about what not getting enough sleep does, but also just the benefits of sleep. They're tremendous. Just like if I were to tell you, oh, there's so many benefits in eating healthy, well, duh, and I could list them for days. But a lot of people don't think about the benefits of good sleep. Now, we've all had a night where you've had horribly poor sleep and you feel like crap the next day, but that's not it, y'all. It's the long-term effects.
What is your average? What is your consistent thing?
Exactly. Makes a huge difference. And one of the things we'll talk about, I've got a lot of different focuses on this, but if you are 50 years old or older, if you are not consistently getting 7 hours of sleep,
right,
you are giving yourself, depending on what you're reading, depending on the study, anywhere from 27 to 51% increased risk for dementia.
Wow.
That is huge.
Wow, that is huge.
Most studies say 30 to 33. Some of them, the reason why there's such a big discrepancy is because they're focusing on certain parts of your sleep, like your deep sleep, your REM, all of that, your REM sleep. But on average, anywhere in between those numbers, between 27 and 51% increased risk of dementia if you do not consistently get 7 hours of sleep over age 50. Y'all,
it's got to be because your brain's not having enough time to heal itself.
Yeah.
Because that's when we do most of our healing, is during our sleep.
Yeah. And
amazing. I had no idea it was that high.
Yeah. Well, let me just share some of the health benefits to sleep. So I'll just run down my list here. Helps you learn, remember, and solve problems. We'll get into the memory piece here in a minute and why that is biologically. Improves mood. Everybody expects that. Helps to manage stress. Maintains a healthy weight. They've done studies that have proven that people that get adequate sleep, you would think, because you're saying, oh, I don't have time to exercise and I don't have time to get a good night's sleep and all this stuff, that you must have time to work in all the other things for healthy weight management. No, you don't, because if you're not prioritizing it, you are likely not also prioritizing what you need to do to manage a healthy weight. It improves heart health when you get enough sleep. It lowers your risk of chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and stroke. It helps your brain form new pathways for learning and memory.
And that I know is huge, because that deals in in the hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you cannot program new pathways unless you're getting enough sleep.
Right. The neuroplasticity of our brains. Yes. I mean, it's like you have to have a full restoration every night for those synapses to fire, and for the neuroplasticity of your brain to rewire the way you need it to be able to learn new things, to be able to maintain old thoughts, old memories. I mean,
Yes.
it's just, without that, you are going to lose it. It's
Yep.
incredible.
Yep. It's fascinating.
Yeah. Also, without enough sleep, you cannot, we talk about toxins all the time and detoxification. If you don't give yourself enough time in good restorative sleep, you are not able to remove the toxins that build up while you're awake.
That's right. Yeah.
Um,
Especially in today's world with as many as we have battling.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It does help your immune system. It fights germs and keeps you healthy. It encourages healthy blood flow to your skin, so it will keep you looking younger.
Right.
And it helps improve your cortisol level, which is our stress hormone. So, I mean, one of the things that I found fascinating, the biological pieces of this, again, I've shared, and again, great. My blood test came back that I don't have a whole lot to worry about as far as Alzheimer's, but this is important information. I've dove into this for years. There is a protein that is very unique in folks that have Alzheimer's, as well as significant dementia, as well as, some of the other conditions like Parkinson's. It's a beta amyloid protein. Okay. When you are awake, that the buildup of this beta amyloid protein in your brain, it's something that happens naturally, whether it be environmentally, whether it be because of stress, whether it be because of foods we're eating. But even the healthiest of people have a certain level of this beta amyloid protein that build up in our systems.
Okay.
Overnight, when you're in total restoration, when you are in total relaxation, your brain cells actually shrink because they don't have to work as hard, right?
Yeah.
By doing that, it allows that beta amyloid protein to flush.
Nice.
If you do not give your brain the opportunity for that restorative sleep, this is not happening. So even if, and we talked about last week about how poor our sleep has been in our past, because,
for a long time,
nursing overnight,
just having to do all the things, feeling like I had to do all the things. And the only place that I had to give was my sleep time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, oh, well, the rest of the world will be taken care of, but mom here is going to sleep for 4 hours, and that's exactly what life was like for decades for both of us.
Yeah.
And so,
although I always got more than 4, I think I ran pretty good on 5.5.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. It was,
I know you always got less than I did.
It was ridiculous. And now, because of that conditioning, I get excited over 6. However, the last couple of months, I've been really, especially as I've been diving into this so much more, and realizing how badly I had to prioritize this, I've been really making 7 hours my goal. And many nights I'm hitting it now, which is such a blessing.
Isn't that amazing that once you start setting up those routines, and you start doing the same thing consistently, your body knows it's going to take over and it's going to do it automatically. If you want to go to bed by 10 o'clock and you start doing that, well, eventually what's going to happen is at 9:45, you're going to yawn.
Yeah.
It's time for bed.
Yeah. I mean, for years I went to bed at midnight, because I was up, after the kids would go to bed. That's when I'm getting all kinds of stuff done, or as a business owner. Oh my gosh. How many times I've stayed up because I've been busy with everything else in the world. And it's like, well, here I go. Now I can do meal plans. Now I can, do emails. Now I can do all this stuff. I have had to make myself shut down. And conversely, lack of sleep causes increased risk of health problems, impairs the ability to think clearly, react quickly, and focus. Like I said, increased risk of dementia up to 30 to 51%, 27 to 51%. And here's the interesting thing, y'all. This isn't just, like the extreme, like, oh, I'm only sleeping on average of 4 or 5 hours and I need 7. As little as 1% reduction in deep sleep if you are over 60 years old 1% reduction gives you a 27% increased risk of developing dementia. That is ridiculous. That is such a
That's
tiny
crazy.
fraction.
Wow.
So you really need to prioritize deep sleep. And during deep sleep, and if any of you all have, the smart watches that tell you, I focus real heavily on where my deep sleep is, and for
Me
years
too.
it was really poor. So I've noticed that my routine helps us, which we'll talk about in a second. But during deep sleep, this is why deep sleep is so important. You're repairing and you're regrowing bone and muscle.
Wow.
I mean, how amazing is that? What, and how many elderly people don't sleep that long, yet they wonder why they have
They're
such
so
a
fragile.
problem with being so fragile. So repairing and regrowing bone and muscle happens during deep sleep, strengthening your immune system, and it also promotes physical and mental restoration. It manages stress. I mean, it's just so much. So we're definitely going to talk about having a consistent sleep schedule. Without it, you're never going to get that consistent sleep period. And
What we're saying is everyone needs to make this a massive priority.
Yeah.
Good sleep.
Please make it a priority.
Good
And
sleep.
I know it's easier said than done, but I am telling you right now, if you don't know me from Adam, this might not mean anything to you. If you've known me for any amount of time, you know for Wendy Massey to be saying I'm prioritizing sleep should shock the dickens out of you.
It's huge, y'all. For her, it's huge.
Because I'm telling you, this has been, I mean, like Wendy said, my mantra for years, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I mean, my own poor husband has begged me to come to bed so many nights because I am working. And it is just such a big shift in my mindset to not to finally prioritize sleep. It's a massive shift for our health.
I'm so proud of you.
I mean, you got to look at health holistically.
I remember a couple of years ago being at your house and I'm like, girl, I can't hang. I'm going to bed.
And I get up and I have my coffee and I am good to go, and it's like, I mean, I've always been a very high capacity person, and high capacity people do exist and do get a lot done, but that doesn't mean that my brain long-term is going to appreciate that high capacity.
That's right.
So really,
there could be long-term effects.
Yeah.
Just like anything else. Anything that you're doing today definitely has a long-term effect for later.
Yeah.
Even though you might be reaping short-term benefits.
Yeah. Now, depending on what you read, some experts say 6 to 8 hours. The majority of the holistic experts that I follow, and as well as what I learned in school, is 7 to 9 hours. I think 6 is still too low, though my body loves 6.
I get to 6. I get to 6.5, and I haven't been able to get past 6.5 yet.
Mm-hmm.
Where I get restless.
Yeah.
My body just gets restless and I have to get up.
Basically, what I look at, I make it my goal to get 7. 8. We talked about last week. I think I got 8 once last week, and I was
when that happens. Woohoo!
Yeah, that never happens. But because there is some data out there saying there's improvement at 6, I at least take that as a win if I'm getting consistency. That because that's
especially if it's good sleep.
Yeah, that's never been consistent for me. But my goal is 7 hours. I'm really pushing for that, and I'm doing a lot better getting there. But not until I establish my nighttime routine, y'all. And it's so huge. Some of the things Wendy and I will talk about, because we have lots of tips
and tricks, life hacks
will help you with this. First of all, come up with a bedtime. It is that was the hardest thing for me, because every day I tried to give myself a different bedtime. Well, tonight I have this to do, and tomorrow I have this to do, and tonight I have this meeting at church, and I have this going on. Y'all, I've made it a hard, fast, I don't do anything. My nighttime stuff at church is now limited to one evening that I'm teaching small group. And if it wasn't for the fact that these ladies were my oxygen some weeks, I probably wouldn't do that anymore. don't worry, y'all. I'm not going anywhere. Any of y'all listening to me. But seriously, I don't do my, all the things I used to do at night at church. I cut off my work meetings that I used to do at night. I have to. Because I can't shut my brain down. The nights that I would have meetings until 9 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock before I can get in bed. And so I really am trying to limit that. The only reason that Thursday night is still working okay for me is because I'm going into my weekend where I know my Friday is usually pretty chill, work wise. So if I can sleep later, great. My weekend, I get a lot of restorative sleep. So that's good. But I used to have a meeting on Monday night and it would set me up for a whole week of struggle to get my brain to settle down and in a routine. So definitely set a nighttime routine and make it a hard and fast rule for yourself that you break very little. For me now, and Bill was on me last night because of course I was up late watching the election stuff. He got up and went to bed at 9:30 because that's what we've been doing. And he said, "You have 30 minutes." I was like, "Yes,
that's
sir."
what I did. I gave myself 30 extra minutes last night.
And he wasn't ugly. I'm just being funny. We have a relationship like that where he lets me know what he thinks I ought to do. And half the time I listen, half the time I laugh at him. But but he was right. And he said, "You have 30 minutes because I know you." And so I did. As soon as 10 o'clock hit, I cut off the TV, and that was late for me. So, but typically we've been going at 9:30. So set that routine, and then you build everything from that.
Yeah.
So for me, I cut off all devices 1 hour before bed. So by 8:30, I shoot for 8 o'clock because I know I'm going to have some holdover. But no matter what, by 8:30, my laptop, my phones are on their charger in my office, not next to my bed, in my office, away from where I'm going to be sleeping.
Televisions, tablets, all that off.
The blue light. Yeah. The blue light from these devices, y'all, is having such detrimental effect on your sleep. It's having detrimental effect on your brain to be able to get into deep restorative sleep. So even if you think, "Oh, big deal, I'm getting 7 hours, I'm getting 8 hours," if you are on your phone scrolling up until the time you close your eyes, you are affecting your ability to get deep restorative sleep. And that is what you need. Also, my other time sensitive thing that I pay attention, I don't eat within 3 hours of my bedtime. And I am telling you, that makes a massive difference.
Absolutely.
Your brain reacts to what you're putting in your gut.
Absolutely.
So if you are putting food in your gut within an hour of going to bed, or, thinking I'm going to have one last nighttime snack of ice cream before I go to bed, you are affecting the majority of your serotonin levels, or the majority of your serotonin is created in your gut. You are hampering that by adding stuff to your gut that late before you go to bed. So that is my 2 time frame cutoffs. Do you have anything time scheduled that you do, Wendy, that?
Same. I don't, once we eat very early. My husband goes to bed at, Rick goes to bed at 7:30. Mm-hmm. Typically, if everything's our average routine is he goes to bed at 7:30. Mm-hmm. He also gets up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I typically try to be in the bed at 8:30. Mm-hmm. I don't go to sleep at 8:30. Mm-hmm. I do have a TV in my room. Mm-hmm. If I want that on, I listen to frequency music with the black screen.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things on YouTube that you can look for frequency music for good sleep. Sometimes I just want it completely quiet.
Yeah.
But some nights I do have a hard time if my mind's rushing or whatever. I need that background noise just to kind of, and it will settle right down, and it also does help me sleep better.
Is it what would be called brown noise? Is that what you listen to, the frequency music? Because I know white noise is like what I listen to.
It's a sleep frequency. You can look up sleep frequency, and it's usually like 432 hertz or 528 hertz. Mm-hmm. And those 2 frequencies have been studied to death, and 432 hertz mimics nature.
Okay.
Okay. So with our bodies internal connecting with nature, you tend to settle down and sleep better.
Okay.
Okay. It's almost like what the grounding sheets will do, or grounding. So I know most have probably heard about the grounding sheets and just grounding. It's good for you to get outside and get your palms or your feet on the dirt, on the grass, in the soil.
Yeah.
Because it helps ground and connects you to nature.
Yeah.
The frequencies kind of do the same thing, the sound healing and just mimicking nature for that grounding.
Got it. Got it.
But you can find them all on YouTube. You can try them out.
And some are going to work for some people and not for others. I mean, we talked yesterday.
Yes.
And I haven't found one that works for me yet. I haven't given up. Just I really need to revisit it. But when I first tried it, some of the nighttime frequencies that I found on YouTube were keeping me awake. And it was like just that I could hear it.
Same.
And I was like, I can't do this.
You have to definitely find the right one for you.
Yeah.
That's going to work. And I would recommend any of them that have black screen. You don't want that white light and things coming through. You want to be able to have it like it's not even on.
Yeah.
Just the noise is there.
Yeah.
And you can find them that do the brown noise. You can find them that do the white noise, or just nature sounds or rain. It doesn't have to necessarily be music.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So, that brings us to the devices in the bedroom. So so you have a TV, I'm assuming it's across the room from you.
It is.
That you keep on black screen. See, for me, the one thing that I will do sometimes if I really need help getting to sleep is I'll play some of my guided prayer apps. My favorite one at night is the Lectio 365.
I like that one too.
It's like an 8-minute prayer. They get in it. It's the same rhythm every night. Their morning prayer is different every single day, but their nighttime prayer is very much similar. It's the same rhythm every night. And they change up some scripture. They change up a couple different things.
I bet you if you dug into it, I bet you it's like a 432 hertz.
I bet it is.
Background.
I bet you're exactly right. But I love it because it shuts off as soon as it's done. You don't have to shut it off. But what I do, well, for one, Bill won't put his phone anywhere else. He hasn't gotten there yet. So I'll have him play it. Or if I know I need it badly enough, I'll keep it across the room from me. Rather than in my office. But I no longer keep any devices by my head at night at all. Also,
I know some friends that I have, they started sleeping better when they put on a sleep mask.
My daughter does that.
It was almost like it blocks distractions.
Yeah, my daughter does that. I have never tried that because the thought of having anything on my face just makes me like,
I don't like it. But some people, it really helps them.
Yeah.
So I'm an advocate for find out what works for you.
Yes. And actually it's so funny. Bill teases me because a lot of times I tease him because he'll still be messing with his phone and I'll be like, oh, blue light, it's killing me. Like I start getting all dramatic. Exactly. I start getting all dramatic and I'll put the sheet over my head and I almost always fall asleep, especially if he's still scrolling. I'll fall asleep with the sheet over my head. So I guess sometimes having it over my head wouldn't bother me that bad. But yeah.
Even when I'm cold, I'm like this.
Yeah. What's funny? One of the things that I love that I've added to my nighttime routine, and I have a couple different ones that I've been using. I know you and I are both really big on the magnesium sprays. You make a great one. The magnesium lotions and I've got a couple of different ones I use. I have anybody local, or you can look online. Fiddler's Green is an amazing farm. Good friends of mine that live in Tawnytown, Maryland. Nice. They have the only, at least as of when I met them, the only organic CBD farm in Maryland. And they make this awesome nighttime lotion that you put on your feet. and it's magnesium, lavender. Oh, it smells
Nice.
so good. Lang lang, a whole lot of good stuff. So what I will do when I use that is I'll literally go to sleep with my hands near my face because it smells so
Smell.
good. And even if I'm just kind of curled up, it's like just that. It just, oh, breathing that in, it's just so wonderful. But I do have another one that isn't as great to smell. It's not a bad smell. It just doesn't smell as, beautiful as that. But I found a beef tallow one that has beef tallow, raw honey, magnesium. It does have lavender in it, but it's more unscented than scented.
You're
Um,
right.
but it works great. So I've really
Nice.
gotten to where I put something like that on my feet at night.
I,
Um,
I I do magnesium spray every night. I try to get Rick with it
yeah.
more than he allows me to because he has restless leg syndrome,
Mhm.
and I'm the one that gets kicked all night. So
Yep.
I try to remember to spray him every
Yep.
night because when I spray the back of his calves before he gets in the bed, guess what? He doesn't kick at all
Yeah.
night long.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed a big difference in Bill when I get him on that, as well as taking magnesium.
Yes.
Magnesium glycinate, you don't want a lot of the over the counter stuff in the grocery store is magnesium oxide or magnesium
Yes.
citrate. Those are going to have more of a laxative effect. That's not what magnesium needs to be.
No.
It needs to be absorbed into your body. And magnesium glycinate, magnesium taurate. My favorite's the glycinate. Um, the Remag is picolinated magnesium. It's a liquid magnesium. That's a great one. But these are, I mean, like some of my favorites. The Innate Vitality.
Yeah.
I can tell a huge difference in Bill's restless legs when
Yes.
he doesn't take this versus when
Yes.
he does. This is another thing I have found that I've been adding. I'm going to see if I can pronounce it because it is not easy to pronounce. It
You're
is,
forgiven. You are
yes,
forgiven before you even try.
right. It is mucuna pruriens. Mucuna pruriens. But this is actually really good for the neurological system. This is real. It helps you settle your brain down.
Now, is
Um,
that a supplement or is that
it
a
is.
tea? It
It's a
almost looks like a
supplement.
tea box.
Yeah, it's a supplement. It's the Himalaya brand, who I
Okay.
love. Himalaya is
Yeah.
excellent, but it supports relaxation and restoration of the neurovascular system.
Nice.
I started getting into this again when I was concerned for the Alzheimer's risk and the dementia risk in my
Right.
family. And so I added that. I may not continue to, just because I really try not to over supplement, and I know that that risk is not as concerning as I once thought it was.
Well, it's
Um,
like anything else. There's a time and place for everything.
yeah, yeah,
Some things you're not going to need. You're only going to need for a
right,
season. You
right.
don't need it. You don't need it for years.
Exactly. And that's kind of the way I'm treating this, is that
Yeah.
it's helped me establish a routine. I don't
Yes.
think I have to continue it to keep me in a routine. Now,
Right. Right.
some
Right.
people who are really struggling might need something like this for a while.
Oh,
But
absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you what. You know what? It took me a very long time, and still sometimes I backslide
mhm.
on routines that I'm trying to get
And
established, especially if I'm trying something new or
mhm,
to incorporate something new. Because I'm so used to doing things a certain way that
mhm.
sometimes it is hard to break out of that and do it a new way or
Yeah,
add in something new.
yeah.
So don't get discouraged. Keep trying, pick
No,
up and keep going.
I have nights all the time that I'm thrown off. But if it becomes as much routine as possible, if you have
Right.
a bad night, don't just continue to have bad nights. Jump
Right.
back in. Um, just to give you an idea of what my nighttime routine is, and this has evolved, y'all, and I could probably talk to you in a month and have something completely different that's
Different.
working for me. But right now, and this is why everybody's can be catered differently for you. But I told you, I stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. I put my devices on the chargers an hour before bedtime at the latest. And in that window of time when I'm putting my devices on the chargers, I'm brewing tea. I'm
Yeah.
going with chamomile, lavender, ashwagandha. Sometimes I do the holy basil with the chamomile and lavender.
Yummy.
Those are my favorites. But I'm brewing that. I'm washing my face. My body then is being signaled that it's time to settle down. If you are telling your body with the same routine that it's time to settle down, it will help your circadian rhythm recognize, okay, the sun's down. She's
It starts doing it automatically. If you do the same steps, then your body's going to start doing it automatically. Oh, you're doing this, which means, oh, we need to start relaxing and getting ready for sleep.
It is. It's part of our nervous system that just recognizes the automated, what you are doing is signaling to your brain that you are going to go to sleep.
Yes.
So after
and I will tell people too, when I've worked with clients for sleeping and things, your bedroom is not your place for reading or activities other than marital relations.
Right. I was going to say, don't let our husbands hear that we're saying nothing to sleep.
Your bedroom is for sleep and marital relations.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're doing anything else in your bedroom, you need to take it elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because then your body and your mind will get used to the point that you're here to sleep, not watch TV, not read a book, not talk on the phone. You don't do any of that in your bedroom.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I do when I hang everything up. I'm brewing my tea. I'm washing my face. My next step is I'm going and I'm grabbing that tea and I'm curling up in my recliner in the living room. And I very well may have the TV on because Bill will like to watch it at night, but it's usually something I can check out on. But I'll start reading then, because again, my brain, a real book, not a Kindle. No. You don't want the blue light.
Paper book.
Real book. And
a lot of times all I have to do is open the book and my eyes start going.
Same. But then when it's time to go to bed, you go. And I am here to tell you, I used to not be able to shut my brain down. And by me establishing that routine, I have zero problems. I also, if you have, this is something I only have to do once in a while. I usually do it on Sunday nights before getting into my week. But if you have a huge to-do list, if you have a lot going on in your brain, do a brain dump.
Write it down.
I write it all down, because if you write it down, you're getting it out of your head and onto paper. That is so healing. That will help you so much. Be able to settle your brain down to go to sleep.
And it also puts your mind to where it's like, okay, I don't have to think about this anymore because I have it over here on paper. I can think about that later.
Yeah.
So you kind of move it out of your mind and onto the paper.
Yeah. And then some of the things that I do, if I need it, I'll have essential oils diffusing in the bedroom. I intentionally, I don't do it every night because I don't usually need to.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing it every night. But like last night, I knew my brain was going to be thinking about, the election and all this kind of stuff. So I went right in the bedroom and I put lavender and lang lang in there, both safe for animals. I switched to those two because they were safe for animals, whereas some of the others are not.
Right.
And the guided prayer apps. Also, let me tell you something else I stopped doing, Wendy, and this was huge. I stopped checking time in the middle of the night. I can't believe how much of an effect. I mean, let's get real. I'm 50. I'm getting up to pee. All right, it's going to happen. I don't care if you try and convince your bladder, you don't stop drinking 3 hours before or whatever. I don't. I keep drinking water.
It doesn't matter what time that is when you do it.
No, it doesn't. But what I used to do is I used to wake up, check the time when I was going to the bathroom, and then that would then create in my brain, okay, cool. I've got 4 more hours of sleep. Or, oh crap, I've got to be up in an hour. And then you just can't settle your brain down again. So I do not look at the time.
No.
I get up, I go to the bathroom, I get up, I get right back in the bed and go right back to it. And I have had such an easier time falling asleep.
That's the same. I for some reason I used to check my watch when I woke up, and I was like, why are you doing that? Because it just wakes me up more.
Yeah.
So if I stumble to the bathroom and stumble back into the bed,
that's it.
I go right back to sleep.
I usually take a sip of water and then I'm done. I'm right back to sleep. And that's it. So
I don't even do the sip of water, because by then I'm mad that I had to wake up to go pee.
You're so funny. Well, the bottom line is you need a routine. You got to establish a routine. If you use any of these recommendations we've given you, you are going to improve your deep restorative sleep.
Absolutely.
I encourage you, pay attention to that on your Fitbit. Don't let it, or on your whatever your watch is.
On your
Don't
smartwatch,
don't let it freak you out. Look at it as a way to improve. That's what I did. I mean, my deep sleep on average before I started this was running about 8%. Now I'm hitting 22% of my sleep.
Yeah.
I totally flip-flop. My awake time's like 6% or something like that, or 4%.
It's amazing how fast your body would be like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank
you.
you.
It will. It'll heal. So please take our advice. Recognize that your sleep is equally important as your nutrition and your exercise. It should be the trifecta. Yes. If you can get all three of those in line, you are setting yourself up to live a long, healthy life, to age well,
with full brain function.
Yeah, keep your mind sharp. That's when I think about my whys and I'm playing with those grandbabies, I want to be able to interact with my grandbabies physically and mentally.
Absolutely.
Forever.
That's right. For as long as God-given possible.
Exactly. I do not want to spend the last 15 years of my life with them having to take care of me and me having, no clue.
And I want to know them.
Yes.
I want to know them.
Yeah.
I never want any of my family to experience me not knowing them.
Right. And we are showing with so much data out there.
Yes.
This is something we have control over.
That is preventable.
Yes. They're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes.
Yes.
Every kind of diabetes except for type 1 is preventable.
That's right.
Every bit of dementia is preventable. You can live a life that is healthy, and you can take steps now to prevent all of these issues later. If you need help with this, that's what I'm here for. That's what Wendy's here for. We both are in this. We're both in the holistic health space, where we can provide so many options to
support
help you and support you through this. And, it's not something you should take lightly.
No.
You should take this very seriously. I mean, here I am at 50 years old, and I am excited to, yes, I have aches and pains. Yes, I have things. Oh, that reminds me. Oh my gosh.
Should it be next week? Is this going to take us over to something?
Yes. We'll talk about this next week, but
write it down.
I am. But let me tell you, yesterday I got a craniosacral massage.
Oh, yes. I've had one. It is amazing.
My dear friend, Rebecca Fitzgerald, who lives local to me, Restoring Needs massage. That's her business. She's in Tawnytown. If any of you are local and want to experience this, I'm blown away. I will get into
it. It is amazing. Anybody in my area, you can reach out to my friend Alexis at Wisdom Electric Healing.
And that's in the Richmond area.
Yes.
Richmond, Virginia.
Yes. It is. Everyone should experience it. It is amazing.
I'm totally going to do this monthly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we will talk about that next week. We'll table that for next week. But I am telling you, what a beautiful experience. I mean, and just the relaxation.
Something like that will help you sleep good too.
Yes. The relaxation I felt, and it wasn't your typical massage. I mean, I was fully clothed. Yeah. I was, it's like, it's nothing I've ever experienced. So I can't wait to share that next week. So didn't mean to get all blah, but
hey, when I was doing some research on the natural healings for better sleep, you know, I came across a list of foods that have melatonin in them
Oh,
naturally.
share that. That's
Okay,
beautiful.
so because I thought you would love this since it's food, because you know we always talk about healing with food and natural things. Walnuts came in the highest levels of melatonin. Pistachios, pineapple, tart cherries, salmon, and eggs came on high on the list for natural melatonin.
So I love that you brought this up. How the girl that tries to heal nutraceutically didn't even think to add this to my discussion on this today. Thank you.
That's why we balance.
Yes.
That's why we balance.
Because that's my world. But you know what? Make a salad with all of those items
for dinner.
For dinner, 3 hours before sleep, promote that melatonin. It's going to help you relax. What a fantastic list. I mean, salmon, pineapple, the nuts, the
perfect salad.
Eggs. Oh my goodness. That would be amazing. Now I will share real quick. Now we're running over time, but that's okay.
That's all right.
One of, you made me think of this. Tryptophan is what, so when you take tryptophan, when you have tryptophan in your body, it does one of two things. If you have a healthy gut, it promotes the it converts to serotonin.
Okay.
If you have an unhealthy gut, it goes to all the different potential sources of inflammation and goes to fight. So it actually can turn into an inflammatory process if you're taking tryptophan in your body with an unhealthy gut. So again, your foundation needs to be a healthy gut.
Yeah.
But one of the best sources for both tryptophan and magnesium that you can make into a tea at night, banana peel tea. It is so good. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but I just have to tell you.
I freeze dried a bunch of banana peels to bring to you this weekend.
Oh, I'm so excited. It is so relaxing. I love drinking that. I don't do it often enough. I think I'm going to do it tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, as far as high amounts of melatonin naturally herb wise, I didn't look up banana peels. So
you wouldn't think to do
banana peels, but valerian root is the highest.
Yeah.
Not the best tasting ever. So you're going to want to put, if you use valerian root tea, you're going to want to put that with something that's a little sweeter, flowery.
I mix mine with peppermint. I love it.
Valerian and peppermint make a great combination.
Yeah.
Passion flower, also high on the list for melatonin. Okay. Hops, believe it or not, is very high on the list for melatonin.
That does not mean a beer at night is helpful.
No. No, we're talking about the plant.
Effect.
The actual plant matter.
Yes.
Not the beer. Don't drink a beer.
No. Alcohol actually has the opposite effect on helping at night.
That's right. So there's all kinds of ways you can get in good teas and a good dinner if you're having trouble sleeping.
That's awesome.
So what you got going on this week?
Besides getting to squeeze my girl, I'm so excited. We're going to have such a great weekend.
Worship weekend.
And girl, I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Me too.
But besides that, getting closer and closer to having the new website launched. Talked to the web guy this week, and I was thinking it was going to be after Thanksgiving. It may be as soon as 2 weeks from now.
Oh, yay!
We are able to launch. So super stoked about that. Which means along with that come the new programs. I am rolling out a whole new menu. You know, nice. I've told y'all new logo, new name, but I am going to be able to work with people in all different, affordability levels with my new options, and even more new ones to come next year. But my initial offerings are already going to be able to reach more people, and I'm just so excited about that. So yeah,
I love it.
Yes. So what do you have going on this week? Besides together,
those apples are still waiting on me. I'm going to get started on those today. I have my Dr. Wendy Sue apple pie filling recipe that I'm doing, and
Good.
a clean applesauce, because my children have requested applesauce. Believe it or not, they don't normally do that, but their kids are getting to the age where they love it. The grands are getting to the age where they love applesauce. So we're going to be doing that, and I'll be working on this. This is lemongrass that I harvested this morning.
How beautiful.
I have a whole bunch of it, and this I will core out the middle, cut it up, and freeze it for cooking. I have a whole bunch. And the leaves I will be freeze drying and dehydrating and hanging, because there's so much of it. We're going to do it all for tea.
I'm so jealous of you having that smell around you right now. Lemongrass is one of my favorites.
I've been sitting here playing with one of the stalks the whole time.
I bet. That's awesome.
It smells so good.
And I did not harvest, because I've been so stinking swamped. I did not harvest my sweet potatoes yet. I've been harvesting them as I need them, and oh, they're the best tasting sweet potatoes. They're
yummy.
So good. So I still need to do that in my black eyed peas. I have not done either yet, but luckily they are patient and they wait.
That's right. So, they can stay where they're at for a while till
so
you get time.
I know that we are way over, but just thinking about the applesauce, a lot of people don't realize that if you cook it low and slow, you do not need to add a granule of sugar. I mean, I just made a ton for
not a bit of sugar.
Yeah, I made a ton for us, for the kids, for the grandbabies. And all you need is a little bit of lemon juice to keep it from turning, and you cook it low and slow for, in a big pot. I did it for probably an hour and a half until it just gets soft.
It's so easy. I mean, it's so easy. And then if you want to make cinnamon applesauce, you put a little cinnamon in it.
That's simple. That's all you got to do. I mean, it's incredible how easy it is. And you can feel so good about giving that to your kids. I mean, no preservatives. It's all, and if you have organic apples, there's so many vitamins in the skin. So I just blend them up, unfortunately, a lot of the apples
using my skins for vinegar.
Yes, you do that. You do that. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, girl, we have gone on and on and on. Again, I want to leave y'all with one quote that really hit me hard yesterday before we ever knew how things were going to turn out last night with the election.
You do your quote, and then I've got something I'd like to share to close too.
Okay. This one's from Maya Angelou, and it was actually in my perpetual calendar for election day, not knowing it was going to be election day on November 5th, whenever they wrote this. But it says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And I just love that, because you know what? I would have been reading that today, no matter how the results came in, because then it would be up to me, because I wouldn't be able to change what happened. It would be up to me to change how I'm going to approach every day from here on. So I had to leave that with you all. That just spoke to me so much yesterday. And what's yours, Wendy?
My morning prayers this morning, God just kept hitting me with unity and love, and Wendy's experience this morning was the same. So we came in today with the heart full of unity and love, because that's what God was putting on us this morning.
Yeah.
So what hit me this morning was Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen ones, holy and dearly loved, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a grievance against another, just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you are also to forgive. Above all, put on love, which is the perfect bond of unity.
Praise Jesus. Yes.
Amen.
Thank you. I got chills.
Thank you, Lord.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we don't need to say it any better or close it with anything else, because he said it all. And that's
he sure did.
That's awesome. All right, friends. Love, unity, peace, and be healthy, be well, get good sleep.
That's right. Get sleep.
Do all the things. And if you need help with any of these suggestions we've made, please reach out to us. I keep forgetting we have an email address
Yes,
now.
we do. Wendy's on Wellness at gmail.com.
Yeah. So, but feel free to send emails to us through there. My email is getting ready to change, so I don't want to broadcast it right now because I'm going to be in transition. But yes, reach out to us through Wendy's on Wellness at gmail.com with your questions, with any topics you'd like us to discuss, with any concerns that you have that, I don't know how I'm going to get sleep. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And we can point you in a good direction. So
absolutely.
But we love y'all.
Yep.
Be well.
Till next time.
Till next week, next Wednesday.